Jens Stoltenberg has led NATO through its most significant decade since the Cold War. He was chosen for the role in March 2014, just days after Russia annexed Ukrainian Crimea and started arming separatists in the east of the country. 2014 was also the year that NATO ended its 11-year mission in Afghanistan, and the year member countries committed for the first time to spending 2% of their GDP on defense. Subsequently, Mr. Stoltenberg, a former Norwegian Prime Minister, has coordinated the alliance's response to a number of major challenges: an attempted coup in Turkey, a NATO-skeptical Trump presidency, the Turkish invasion of northern Syria, and growing Russian aggression towards NATO. All that leading up to NATO's most acute crisis in more than 30 years: Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022.
That was a shock to all of us, but we were prepared. And Jens Stoltenberg was prepared. He had been warning for a long time that Russia was massing huge amounts of troops and capabilities on the borders of Ukraine, that it was not an exercise, as Moscow claimed. Within hours, he called a meeting of the North Atlantic Council, all the ambassadors, and again within hours of Russia's full-fledged invasion, NATO's defense plans were activated very quickly from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea.
Led by the United States, NATO allies mobilized, sending weapons to Ukraine. But with a nuclear power waging war on its eastern front, the bloc had to brace itself for the very real risk that Russia would escalate matters by pushing into Europe. In response, the alliance shifted from having limited involvements in conflicts like Afghanistan and Kosovo to actively drawing up plans for Europe's defense, including a serious increase in defense spending. One of the UK's most senior diplomats says that in those moments of crisis, Mr. Stoltenberg's experience and temperament were assets.
We all need to spend more on our defence, but because he's been both a finance minister and a prime minister, when people tell him that's very difficult, he can tell them that he knows it's difficult, but it's also the right thing to do, and he does it with great humour and warmth, but also with a Nordic directness as well.
Mr. Stoltenberg also pushed to prepare the alliance for threats far beyond its borders, from Arctic operations and cybersecurity to developing NATO's position on China's growing influence. He also oversaw the addition of 4 new members, including Sweden and Finland. In his farewell speech, the outgoing chief stressed the importance of the transatlantic alliance, both for Europe and North America.
We live in an interconnected world. Security challenges are too big, and competition is too fierce for any country to go it alone. Investing in the transatlantic relationship is the only winning way forward.
Jens Stoltenberg's time at the helm of NATO was primarily defined by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and diplomats here behind the scenes say he has left a stronger and bigger alliance in good shape for his successor. But Mark Rutte will come in with a much broader set of challenges for the NATO alliance. Alex Cadier, CNA, Brussels.